We're live. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Thursday night's edition of In Bed with Comics. I'm your host and fellow stand-up comic, Kristen Tinsley. And tonight, once upon a time, got a fellow Levittown girl with me, somebody I've known for a very long time. She's performed at Governor's, at Caroline's, at the Funny Bone in Connecticut, at Broadway Comedy Club, and Atlantic City. She's also a comedy show producer. Produces a show called Girls Gone Funny. Please, everybody, welcome the great, the powerful Kathy Arnold.
Hello, everybody.
What's up, girl? How are you?
I'm good. I mean, it is what it is right now. How are you?
Good. Everybody liked that joke about, guys that touch their dick and then the whole world is full of dick. That was pretty
funny. They don't wash their hands.
Yeah.
Because guys don't wash their hands when they take a piss. So they touch their dick. They don't wash their hands. They touch the door. Then they touch everything else. And when you think about it, everything has dick on it.
Right. The world is
real.
Full of yeah.
Like every time I tell that joke on stage, everyone's like, oh my God. Like, and then they all start thinking about it. And then I get like text messages or messages and they're like, you know what? There was a painter at my house today. He went to the bathroom. I didn't hear him wash his hands. There's dick all over my everywhere. My
God, that's too funny. Like the first time I heard that, like everything that I looked at, I saw like this, like my mind like superimposed like a shadow penis on like the doorknob and like all kinds of crazy shit. So it was just like.
And now with the COVID, it's like
Right, dink COVID. Oh my God.
You should have been sanitizing before COVID with everyone's dick.
Exactly. Like what the, people act like this is, I'm a school bus driver and it's been like crazy, with all the germs and, when it comes to children, all of that stuff just goes right out the window, especially if there's an emergency or something, all of that just goes right out the window. And I'm just like, really? Like, okay.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it is true though. It is. It's just like. Oh.
Exactly. I already found a mask on the floor and I'm not touching it. I'm like, I don't have gloves. I'm not touching it.
You need one of those claw things. You need one of those claw things. And then
a T-Rex head, just like
yeah.
One of those T-Rex heads, you just to like, bite people with that. I miss those things.
Yeah, the little, like it's like a little dinosaur head on the thing. Is that what you're talking about?
You remember that shit? Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Used to win it at like Dave & Buster's if you had like 10,000 tokens or some shit.
Yeah. That's a rip off those places.
Exactly. Like, here you go. A T-Rex head on a stick. Have a good night.
Have a good night. Thanks for your $150.
So, we grew up in Levittown together and like different sides of Levittown. Well, not really different sides of Levittown.
Okay.
I've always known you to be a comic. I mean, you've been a comic for a very long time, but how long exactly have you been a comic?
Okay, here comes the funny part, literally. Because I got a tattoo of the day I started comedy, right?
Yeah.
And I know it was March 18th, right? So I did a biography, like I started writing a biography, and I got the tattoo in Florida for my 10-year anniversary, and it says 3/18/01 on my wrist. Because I was like, I was 21. I was 20, turning 21 because March is when I started comedy. My birthday's in April, so I was kind of like confused about something, So I was looking through my biography, and I was like, blah, 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 and it was like March 18th in 2002, and I went, because it says 2001 on here, and I went, oh crap.
Oh shit.
That's the wrong date. So then my friend Han, I don't know if you've heard of Han, the comedian Han. She's the one who got me started in comedy. Love you, Han. She was moving, and she's like, I got your VHS of the first day you were on stage. You want it? I was like, absolutely. I look at the date. It said 3/18/03. So
my God.
I'm 2 years off on this. So I go, my sister was like, at first she was like, cross the 1 out and put a 2. And I was going to do that to be funny because it looked like, I messed up. And if I would have done that, then I would have to cross it out again and put a 3. So I was
too
so
funny.
It really was 2003. So which makes it how many years now? I'm not good at math. 2003 I started.
2013 is 10 years.
17 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember, like, even way, way back, like, I remember on Facebook, like, you always used to pop up Kathy Arnold, comedian.
Oh, really?
And I was like, Kathy Arnold's a comedian. Like, I didn't realize, like, what that meant. Like, I was really, like, stupid. Like, I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, comedian. Like, you were probably the
really?
first female. Yeah, like, I know.
How are you that stupid? You're a brilliant girl.
I know, but I didn't understand Facebook. I didn't understand the names. I didn't understand anything. And then when I saw it, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, I know Kathy Arnold. I'm like, she's a comic. Like, what does all of this mean? Like, what is the meaning of this business? And then people kept saying, like, oh, Kathy, you know, she's a comedian. I kept hearing it from, like, Dawn Orlando. Like, all those people, you know, had been saying that. So you were, like, one of the first female comics that I actually knew. Other than, like, you know, other, you know, female comics, like, you know, it was, you know, because most growing up in the 90s and stuff, it was a lot of male comics, so we didn't really have too many female comics. But I mean, you've been doing this for a long time.
I know.
How does it feel to do it for almost 20 years? For your 20-year anniversary, we're going to, like, Vegas or some shit.
Yeah, I've never been there, so let's go, please.
Me neither. I don't think we're coming back, but we're not coming back. Especially with me, Teresa. We're definitely not coming back.
Wait, what happens in Vegas with comedians stays in Vegas. Literally,
Vegas, yeah.
We're literally staying there.
I picture something like The Hangover and, like, I don't know.
Big lion and crab, like.
Hell yeah. Fuck that. I'll be riding that shit down the strip. I don't care.
I'm celebrating my 20th comedy anniversary. What do you got for me? No.
Right, what do you got for me? Let's go. Could you imagine they put you on the fucking same stage as Britney Spears and just, like, kicked her off and was like, yo,
oh my God,
get the hell off the stage. Kathy's here.
Kathy's here. Move it. They're like, what the hell, she?
Do you dream that big? Like, do you ever think to yourself, like, I could be on, like, a really big, like, what, like, where do you see yourself? I mean, you're a comic. You're one of the comedians I've talked to that's been in the game for so long, and it's like, well, where are you gonna go now? Like, what's the next step for you? Do you dream about getting on, like, a really big stage? What is your ideal goal? What do you want to do?
Let me call Cuomo. Hold on.
Oh yeah, motherfucker. Thank you so much for all the support you gave me in that. Like, if it wasn't for you, I probably would have been like, oh, okay. Like,
Yeah. Well, I've been on a big stage too. Also, when I did another show in Atlantic City, which was a lot of people, and it felt really good. And I've done, like, you know, sort of big stages, not like over a million, like thousands and thousands of people. But, like, I do see myself like the next kind of, like, Amy Schumer type Lisa Lampanelli, but not as raunchy as Lisa Lampanelli. But a lot of people say my comedy is raunchy, so. I mean, kind of like something like that, but I don't know what's going to happen coming from 2020 on, because things aren't the way they are anymore. And now I'm thinking, do I need to come up with a plan B now? No.
No, I don't think so, because, you know, you've been doing it for such a long time that it's not going to discourage you. Like, I kind of feel like a lot of people are like, well, I can't do shows. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to, like, fade off into the darkness, you know, but, you know, you've had that staying power. So I don't think that that's even a thought that would even cross your mind. I mean, because comedy's, it's going to come back. It's not gone forever, you know, with the same people that had those positions still get those positions that they had higher up. I don't know. I don't think so.
Right. But, and then I could be like one of those people, like, I made it after the COVID. You know, like, wearing a hazmat suit, performing on stage in front of millions of people. Like,
oh my God.
You know, like that's how I picture it looking like. No, but no, it's gonna come back. Like, apparently we're supposed to have our the Girls Gone Funny show October 22nd, and they're not sure if Governors is gonna open yet. So we're just kind of like, we've had the show canceled. Now we're trying to do it again. So that's a month from now. I don't know what's going to happen. And
well,
I'm trying to think positive. Come on, you're psychic. Talk to me.
I would love to think I would love to think that it's I would love to think that it's going to open in October, but I'm not sure because we still have to get through the first month to 2 months of school, and that's right at that threshold. That's the problem. That's
Yes.
what's going to keep everything. When I say the children and parents in school run the world, they really do. Because if something happens to the children or if something happens to the schools, everything is going to shut down. You know, where I mean,
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
right. I mean, so far, I mean, we're only in like the first week. I've seen people complying, but the way that, you know, that's only going to be for so long. Once people start getting lax with things and things start happening, that's when it's going to be a problem. No way can I suggest like a bunch of elementary school kids are going to be out bumping the night away, like the college kids, drinking and going crazy and partying.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, I can't blame them. You know, they're just trying to live life. You know, I feel
I
bad.
know, exactly. They are, because how, like, I don't even know. Like, I had this conversation with someone at work. I was like, I don't know how I would feel being a school like student, like a student right now. Like,
I was hysterical crying.
Like,
I was hysterical crying the first day of school, watching my two little peanuts, first graders that I knew from kindergarten, walk up by themselves and then put their little heads down to get their temperature taken. I was hysterical crying. I was like, I cannot believe this, because normally I'm so like the kids are so excited to get on the bus and they're like, oh, what I did for the summer and oh, we missed you and all this stuff. And I literally had two kids on my first day. I was heartbroken. I wanted to see all my kids. And then all my parents came out like fucking like Glenda the Good Witch was calling the Munchkins to come out when they saw me dropping them off, and they're like, oh, you're the bus driver for the afternoon? Oh, okay, now we'll put our kids on the bus. So now I have more. So they were scared to put them on because they didn't, you know, they know that I'll watch them. They'll know But, you know, I was hysterical crying. I had to like stop for a second because
it's crazy. It's sad because my one of my best friends, her daughter was showing me pictures of Wantagh High School on her phone yesterday and was like, look at the tape, look at this. Then they have like the you know, their desk with all the shielding around it. The teacher's desk is all shielded. She's like, and you have to wear the mask. She's like, I feel like I'm in prison. And
they get mask breaks.
Coming from a 15, 16-year-old.
Right. They get mask breaks. We're allowed to take the mask off. And I'm like, this is not school. This is fucking jail. Prisoners don't get treated like this. They don't. And I understand why they're doing it. I'm not throwing shade at the school, but children, this is going to be a horrible memory that I hope that they forget because.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I know. But that just to see that these two tiny little bodies, because they're used to like, you know, being around a bunch of people. And these were kindergartners who were really excited to not sit behind me and move back 2 seats.
Right.
Now it's like, now they got to sit towards the back of the bus and the windows are open. It's pouring rain outside today. The kids are getting wet. I'm like, I can't. Right. Shut the windows.
Right.
I have to, you know, and they know that and they cooperate. But, you know, it breaks my heart. But I'm thinking that come February, things are going to, you know, be okay. But definitely by the summertime, this is going to be done. This is going to be over. Absolutely. The world is not going to go back to the way it was. We don't want to go back there. No. It's going to move forward. Right. It's going to move forward. There's going to be opportunities for a lot of people that they didn't think that they would get. There's going to be people who are looking at life in a very different way now. When you realize that in one day, literally without being on the side of the green grass, your life can change epically. In a second. Here you are, you have a family, you have a life, you have a job. Okay, yes, everybody got unemployment. So what? When you're making $4,000 or $5,000 a month and now you're getting reduced to a quarter of that or whatever the percentage is, that doesn't help you. People make investments. People live their lives every single day. As much as we say we don't, we do. Right. People who have planned to get married, people who are pregnant, having children.
Exactly.
Everything's got to get put off now. You know, I can't even begin to imagine. You know, I was in the 99-cent store helping my friend Melissa pick out like some last minute, like, you know, like little decorations. We went to the hair store to get her hair. I was going to do her hair for her friend, her daughter, everybody. And literally she's getting phone call after phone call after phone call. I'm sorry, I can't go to your wedding. And then her father calls and says, I can't go to your wedding. And I said, Melissa, I said, don't cry. I said,
when is the wedding for?
The wedding was supposed to be at the end, the weekend after the March 13th. It was supposed to be the weekend after. Yeah. And that's when everything just hit the fan. People were like, a little cautious about it. And then the next day I went into work and everything just shut down. And I said, Melissa, I said, don't even cry about it. I said, if we need to, because your father had health problems. I said, if we need to, we'll go live as you're walking down the aisle and I will hold the phone and your father could be right there with you on the screen. I said, don't cry. It's fine. I said, don't let this ruin your day. And sure enough, it fucking got ruined anyway. It was just awful. It was horrible.
It is. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
What?
And now it's like, it's becoming like the new norm. Excuse me. And like, my allergies are getting even worse from wearing the mask all day. Like, oh, I'm like,
yeah.
But it's becoming the new norm, and I feel like we're gonna be like China. Like, that's what I was talking to someone about today. Like they already used to walk around like that when they went in public.
Yes, they did. And isn't that a coincidence? They did. They sure did. Yeah, I lived in Brooklyn, and I used to see them walking around with masks all the time, and I didn't know why they did that. And
you always thought that they were like sick or something. They're like, oh,
right. Like, why would they? Sick. Exactly. Like, oh, if they're sick, or I never knew why they did that. But I mean, now I kind of know why they did. I mean, I used to see them walk around with umbrellas and stuff like that. I'm like, why are they doing that? My ex-boyfriend was like, because they don't want to get sunburned. They're walking around in the sun, like,
right.
So they've always had, but yeah, it's true, so definitely by the summertime, we're going to be able to do what we want. I think that there's still going to be some stragglers left, but they can't keep this like this forever. You just can't take away all forms of entertainment. You can't shut down the movie theaters forever. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. I'm surprised Hollywood has kept their mouth shut this long.
I know. I mean, whole LA is shut down. Well,
they need to be shut down. They need to be shut down.
I just don't want us to go back into a whole quarantine because I can't play that game no more. I'm done playing that game.
That was bad.
I can't do that.
Yeah, that was bad. I mean,
I can't go back to that.
I had the Real Comedy Wives of Long Island I had scheduled, which was supposed to be a very big show. And then I also had I had planned a LGBTQ comedy show that I was going to have. And everything just in June, and everything just got canceled. Because you know me, I like to do themes. I like to do all of that stuff. So
yeah.
But I do know of a location where you could have the show. I would just have to talk to my friend. It would be in somebody's backyard, but maybe I could ask, or maybe, it just depends on what you want to do. That's the problem is, we miss the glitz and glam of doing it on stage at Governors and telling people I'm putting on a show at Governors, and now it's like, I'm putting on a show on Nightmare on Elm Street in the backyard.
Nightmare. Fine, Kristen. I'm putting on the show on Nightmare on Elm Street. Are you guys gonna be there?
Yeah.
No, but now that if they don't open the clubs and like it's gonna be cold out, we're all us comedians are just gonna be drowning in our freaking beds. Like, oh,
absolutely not. Absolutely not. What we're doing right now, there is a way to do shows this way. It is not ideal, but that doesn't mean that we can't all be in the same room and go live in front of an audience. There's where there's a will, there's a way.
Okay. I like your way of thinking because I'm more like negative Nancy over here. Like, well, I don't know, and like I always feel weird. Like my friend, like other comics would be like, let's just do like a live show on like the computer, like during the quarantine. I'm like, I know I've been doing this for almost 20 years, but I don't really know about that. I feel weird. I need an audience. Like I need like a whole, like I need to see
it. It does feel weird. I did a couple of Zoom shows, but then when I started doing this, I was just like, all right. But we make videos all the time. People make videos for TikTok. People make videos for. It's the same thing. It's essentially the same thing. But what I like about it, where we're not in complete and total quarantine, where the comics can kind of get together at somebody's house. You guys can come here. I don't care. I live by myself. You guys can come here. do whatever, and we're all here in the room. Some people we hang out in my room, living room, whatever it is, and then everybody goes up, but the audience is out there. But you think about the potential of what you could do with that. You could have hundreds of people watching you and paying for tickets, as opposed to only 20 or 40 people paying for
tickets. Yeah, right.
And you get to keep all that money. You don't have to give money to anybody.
Wow.
This is something that I had said would work before quarantine, because the last two shows I did, people watched from home. I had like 6 or 7 or probably like 10 people watch from home. They bought tickets. They sat in a private Facebook watch group. The phone is right there on the stage. They can hear and see everything as if they're right there in the room. So what's the problem? We have to adapt, and adaptation brings growth. That's how we grow. And you've been doing this for 20 years. You could do your set with your eyes closed, but you change your set. You have different sets. You have different sets that you have.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done it in so freaking long. My last set was like in March, and then it shut down. But then
Carla put you on that show.
No, 2 months. Like I think it was like 2 months back. I was at One Eye Jack's. 2 months back, I was at One Eye Jack. And then I was like, I'll just go hang out. I didn't really write nothing new. I've been in quarantine, whatever, bubble. And then Carla's like, you sure you don't want to go? Come on, just do it, Kathy. I'm like, all right. And it worked out fine. I used my new stuff that I haven't used ever. So it was great. And it felt alive again. Like, because us as comedians, that's what we thrive off of. We feel alive. It's like a natural drug. It's like
it is. The first time I did a live show after doing comedy through Zoom, and like people were laughing, I was like, oh yeah, wait, I was supposed to stop and like let them laugh. Like, okay, like Yeah, I did a comedy show last Friday night. It was for the Arizona. They have the AA like national convention, whatever it is. I don't know. 360 people were in that room, and I heard maybe 5 people laughing. 360 people were watching
over Zoom.
Yep.
You did a show.
Yeah, we did a show. Me, Jan Brenner, and Cara More. We did it, and then the next night was like Emily Santos and stuff. But see, that's another thing. These niche groups, the specialty groups, have a lot of people. And they like to do entertainment. If they can't do like a lot, because normally they would have like a dinner where people would come.
Yeah, we do a
drink.
Dinner.
Exactly. And now they did it, and there was a lot of people in there. So I was like, okay, but it's you don't even realize it. Like you're standing there, you look at the screen, you're doing your comedy, you hear a couple people laugh, you see a couple of faces, but you don't even realize it. But then when you do it, imagine doing that in front of a live audience.
Wow. And you don't realize how many people really enjoy comedy like that.
A lot.
Like I'm a comedian, you're a comedian, right? Yeah. I personally don't sit home and watch comedy.
Neither do
I. Are you like that or no?
No.
Do you watch comedy?
I know. Like sometimes I'll watch it because I'm like, all right, well,
once in a while.
Once in a while I'll watch it. Yeah. But I the first year that I did comedy, I flat out refused to watch anybody else do stand-up, because except for like the people that we know, like going to shows and stuff, as like a bringer, because I didn't want to like get tempted to steal shit. I didn't want to be like, oh, I don't want to act like this person, or I don't want to say like that. I was scared of like that, like, oh, you stole it, like
no, that's so true though, because like that it happens, and I was the same way. I'm like, I just don't want to watch anything, because then like a couple of years ago, I was watching the Ellen special, and I was like, oh my God, she's doing my joke right now. And I like was cringing. I was like, oh my God, that's my joke. I had like 8 people on my Facebook, like, Kathy, I thought of you when Ellen was doing her thing. That's your joke, that's your joke, that's your joke, da-da-da. You should sue her. And I'm like, you don't do that. Like, it was like,
was it like, verbatim?
It was, what do you mean?
Word for word?
Not well, almost, but she did it more in a proper, nice way. I'm more like a Lisa Lampanelli, Amy Schumer. Like, you know my joke when I say when you're what an asshole looks like. You know, when someone's right and you're like, you finally have to, like, when you finally get around them, you got to see what an asshole looks like. She basically did that whole thing, like when you're up, somebody's driving, and then you kind of have to look. She's like, you got to look at the person or something like that, but she didn't say what an asshole looks like. But other than that, it was my joke. And this was her going on stage 15 years later, because Ellen has not done a show in 15 years. And this was like, what, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago when her special came out again? It was like on Netflix or something.
Yeah.
And she just wrote new material. And I'm like, oh my God, she stole it from me. But I'm like,
you know,
I've been doing it since 2000 and whatever the hell you call it. And now all of a sudden Ellen's doing it 15 years later. I'm like, did she see my stuff somewhere? No.
Probably, well, I am more than, back in the time when you started comedy, scouts do go, and I'll be the first person to tell you this, probably not the first person, but there were scouts who did go into audiences as members, as just a regular audience member, and they would take jokes and they flip them. That's
what Robin Williams used to do.
Absolutely. People can say, because if you're good enough, like when I used to work with screenplays, they would say to me, Kristen, we really like this idea. Can you flip this so that it's not this, it's almost the same, but not the same? And I would be like, of course, I can do that. So when you look at somebody else's stuff, you can take someone else's joke and you can flip it in a different way and make it funny. But see, what you said, that's an original concept. Because that's not, I mean, there's a difference between parallel thinking where two people could think the same thing and then putting it within the same context. She put it within the same context. If she said it in a different way, then it would be like, no, that's not the same joke.
Exactly, because that
was exactly the same. Right, exactly, because she probably didn't think that you would see it. And I've heard from other comics that, that they've seen, well-known comics literally take their shit and they're sitting in the audience and they're like, that's my joke.
Right. Like Lisa Lampanelli, I was like, wait a minute. And I met her a couple times. We used to tweet all the time together. And I was like, oh my God, that's my joke. I'm like, I can't use it now because then they're going to think I stole it from her. And I'm like, and then another comic did the same thing. And I was like, oh my God, my joke's just that easy to just come up with.
Well, see, there's a fine line, which could be a good thing. Pay me. Or obviously, if you know that it's good enough, where I've seen a lot of my movie ideas come out, and I'm like, oh, fuck, like, why did I write that? And now I know that it would have worked. But then I see it in a different way where it's like, all right, like the movie, what the hell was that movie? Were you allowed to kill people for like a day?
The Purge.
The Purge. I thought of The Purge. I still have it written down on the index card that I wrote it down on. I thought of The Purge 2 years before it came out. And I was so goddamn lazy I didn't write it. And I just kept putting it off. And then sure enough, it came out. And I was like, motherfucker, like that was my idea. Completely different, but it was the same concept.
Oh, wow.
So there isn't such thing as parallel thinking. It's just a different, that movie's highly political. Yeah, it's different.
Everybody's different. Comes out different.
Well, I mean, imagine that if you were legally allowed to kill one person a year. That was my concept. You were legally allowed to kill one person per year. Who would you kill?
Who would I kill? Are you asking me right now? Or are you just
don't say it on camera. No, just say it. Like, could you imagine, like, if you were allowed to do that? You could just kill one
just get away with it? Yeah.
Yeah, just, all right, that's your one kill for the year. No problem.
You got to pass. You can pass go now.
All right, just make sure you register. You know what? I might still fucking write it because what? Why not?
That's a little different. It's a different concept, and you could turn it differently. So.
Oh, it would be a chick flick revenge thing about like she already killed her one person, and then somebody double crosses her, and now she's got to wait a whole year before she gets to kill him, and he's dying of cancer or some shit, and she doesn't know if she's going to let him die naturally or seek her revenge.
Yeah.
Lifetime on Sunday.
Wow.
The stick T-Rex is coming. Oh, God. Oh, my God. So, in the time that you've been doing comedy, have you ever seen somebody bomb, like, really bad? Don't mention names.
I would never mention names, but I've seen many. Where I'm like, oh my God, and like I'd be like sitting next to like a friend or like a girlfriend or whatever, and I'd be like, and they're like, Kathy, that laugh is so obvious that it's like your laugh is so fake. You might as well just not do anything at all. And I'm like, but I feel bad.
You feel bad, yeah. Because you know what? You're definitely very comforting. I always loved when you were around because I always felt like, oh, Kathy's here, so it's cool, you know?
You'll know my real laugh. You'll know. Like when I seen you at Coasters and I'm laughing. I'm not like,
Right.
like a weird, like, well, now everybody's gonna know. They're gonna be like, oh, if I hear that from her, I'm gonna know that she's fake.
They're gonna be looking at you like, just tell a joke and be like, oh shit.
Shit, that was bad. No.
That was bad. No, but you're very highly respected. Like when you come around, because I remember you saying that you don't usually do open mics. Why is that?
I never did one my entire life until like Coasters. I did one, and then that night recently with Carla's, I probably did 2 or 3 in my whole life out of 17 years.
So how do you practice comedy?
What?
How do you practice?
I don't. I started off doing shows with Han, and then I was at Governor's on stage with a whole sellout show, right? So I started started like that. So I was always booked with her, and then I started doing shows just like regular shows. I never did an open mic, and I'm used to like a whole bunch of people in the audience. So when people be like, why don't you come down to an open mic, try out new blah blah, and I go, one, I don't got new stuff because I'm using what I'm using right now because it works. I'm not changing it. And then I would be like, I don't want to go in front of other comics, like say like 8 to 10 comics just sitting there. And like, I always felt weird. Like I need an audience. I need to be on stage. Like, I just have this weird thing. Like, I don't know.
That's how you gauge it. I mean, if you get in front of the other comics, not throwing shade at comics, but they're there to work on their stuff.
Yeah,
I'm paying attention,
But like a lot of the times, so honestly, like I go to open mics all the time just to hang out anyway. Are they like busting out laughing? No, they're just sitting there concentrating on what they're going to talk about just to get it off their chest. You know what I'm saying? Like I would go on, like I need to go on stage and see a whole bunch of people in the room, and then I feed off of that. I can't just have a room with just a few I'm weird like that. But I've opened up to it a little bit now, like especially now since all this stuff going on.
Now you're more open because it's like I want to get out of the house and I want to hang out and watch. We got a lot of Levittown people watching. At least we got 2 of them. We got Freddie Negron's watching. We got Kayla Sirocco. She's watching. I know Adam Rosa was watching. Evan Weiss was watching. Tins, my niece. Vicky Owen, what's up, everybody? Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. See, when Levittown comes through, Levittown comes through.
Levittown comes through. They come through.
Always, without a doubt. It's ridiculous. Like, whenever I hear about somebody that got, like, something happened to somebody in Levittown, I'm like, who we gotta fuck up? Like, really?
You don't mess with L-Town girls.
No, never. Never.
Purge.
Exactly. Kill all the almond trees, people.
We always say I know you division hated island trees. It was like the school in the middle. It was like division and island trees and MacArthur over here, and it was like let's kill island trees.
Espresso. Oh God! I mean, and then Wantua was like really no. Wantua thankfully was further away from us that we could never come over there. So that was always a great thing. But
but I heard
really That's really awesome, and I know that you did a live taping for you did like
album.
An album. Yeah, where is that album? Where can we buy it?
I have it on my little disc actually that's sticking out of my laptop. I'm not very like computer savvy. Yes, you have to help me because I do have it and
Spotify.
I would post clips and stuff. But I did it. I filmed it in the city at
I remember
Duplex in the city, in Village.
With Jen, right? Jen, I'd like to meet her. I've never met her. I've never met her.
She's a very, very, very extremely, extremely funny comic, Jen K, and very like talented, very witty, very just brilliant. She's moving to Vegas though.
No, see, I said Vegas. It was in our energy.
She said she's going to start a comedy thing out there, so we're
going. Yeah, please, for the love of God, open up a fucking only female comedy club, please.
Yes, Jen K, let's do that. No,
I'm so tired of this shit. I'm tired of the boys' club. We just want the ladies. That's
to like governors. They're like, we're here for the Girls Gone Wild show. I'm like, funny, not wild.
Right, girl.
Oh
my God.
We're here for the Girls Gone Wild. Right here, girl. I'm gonna go right up on that pole and tell you a joke.
Right, exactly. Oh my God. You know what? They would probably flock to it. Well, we already do have a stripper comic. Shout out to Christy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She does that. Yeah, I mean, the first time I ever saw her do that was your show.
Yeah.
That was your show. She headlined that show. Oh my God. I was like, what the fuck? I wasn't even paying attention to anything she said, but I was watching her dance around.
What is happening? Even the owner came in, he was like, what?
Oh yeah, they were watching. Yeah. James is right there, like no refunds.
No refunds, yeah.
No refunds, because this one
I didn't ask for this.
Yeah, this one woman was like, I didn't come here for this shit. And I'm like,
James is like, I didn't approve this. Kathy, what did you do to me? Oops, sorry.
He totally did. If he let the drag queens take over, I mean, he really, oh God. James doesn't care. He doesn't.
No, it was good. It was a great show, though. It was good.
Oh man, there's so many memories at Governors. There's so much that's happened there. I mean, I know you were there, quite a bit.
Yeah.
More so than I was. But do you have a favorite club that you like to perform in?
McGuire's.
You like to perform at McGuire's?
Some reason that Suffolk Club of Governors is just, I just love it. I love being on that stage. I love the atmosphere. There's just something about it. Brokerage too, like I loved a lot, but out of all three, people would ask me that. Like they ask people that a lot actually, and I always choose McGuire's.
I've never been to McGuire's.
Really?
No.
One of my faves. Obviously.
I've been to the Brokerage.
Governors.
I've been on the main stage at Governors when we did a fundraiser, and it was a lot more comfortable. Not just because it's bigger, but just the way the room was. What the heck is that?
Yeah.
Someone came to say hello. He must sense that you have cats.
Yes, I do.
He loves it. This is like he was on my show last night too. Like he's like, I don't know, like all about.
Oh my God, what does he look like? Let me see his face.
Come here, don't be shy.
Oh my God, I have like the same color cats. Damn, come.
This is my baby. He's my baby, my hairy baby.
Oh, cute.
I wanted to get another one so bad, but I don't know.
I was gonna drag mine and show him off for a second.
No, they're hiding because they know that you want because they know that you want them. I cut his claws, so now he can't dig his claws.
Cut mine. They won't have it.
No. I did it yesterday, and I was like, "You've been doing this since you're 3 weeks old. Like, why are you throwing shade at me right now? What's the matter? I saw you." He was laying underneath the chair before. All I see is his paw come out like this, the dragon one. So cute.
So cute.
My baby. I've had him since he's 3 weeks old. He was a little.
Yeah, that's how I was with mine. Salem, I had him at 4 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, I love cats. I wish we could have our animals up on stage while we did comedy. That would be great. That's what I wanted the first time. Hey, listen, when you wear all black all the time, you gotta.
Me too. Yeah.
I can't leave the house without my lip brush. Yeah, like I got to my car the other day. Actually, no, I was at the gym. And I was doing like, get out of here with your big ass. Get out of here. You're knocking everything over, Godzilla. I was at the gym and I was working out and I lifted my arms up and I'm looking at my pants and I see this long white thing hanging out of my pants. And you can see it. Like, I thought it was like a spotlight on it. I was like, oh my God. I was like, please God, like, I'm not even 40 yet. Is this like a really like extra long gray pubic hair sticking out of the front of my pants? No, it was cat hair.
It went right through the pants.
It was just sticking out of my pants. I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
You're going to the gym right in this moment, in this time?
No, I'm in my room.
No.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah.
Obviously, you're not on the treadmill right now.
Yes, I did. I went to, I only go there if there's like 5 or 6 cars in the parking lot.
What gym?
I go to LA Fitness.
Oh, I used to go to Planet Fitness right by Governors.
Yeah.
But you have to wear a mask the whole time.
You do, but I'm not going to do cardio in there. I'm just literally going in there to like lift weights and use like some of the machines. Because I've been working out at home, but I only have 15 and 20-pound weights. I need to start lifting a little bit heavier to start, otherwise you're not going to progress. But I mean, everybody's fine. I mean, you can clean the machines. Nobody's really like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like, I mean, there are some other hardcore gyms that are out there. Like, my sister goes to Export, so, it may be that way.
Right.
I prefer Export just because it's bigger. And I used to take kickboxing and all that stuff, but I can't imagine doing kickboxing with a mask on. That's not happening.
No way.
Hell no. You can't breathe as it is, doing that.
I can't breathe just walking around Stop and Shop. I'm like, this line is really long. Should I just give up? No.
Oh God! Like sometimes, what we should do as a society? We need mask breaks. We need like a place where we can just go and like you just pull your mask down. That's what I do. Like I just walk around like pulling my mask down and like it's exposing my COVID penis. Yeah,
my COVID penis.
Exactly. I can't breathe. Jesus Christ! It's horrible. So yeah, I don't know, but it's definitely been a wild ride for you. Was there a show that you really loved the most that like you remember?
There's a lot.
Rob. Like, what's your favorite show? If you had to say like a favorite show that you ever did, where it was just like that night and that time on stage when you knew I got something really good here. I'm not giving up on comedy. This is what I want to do.
I would say maybe a lot. One of the Connecticut shows. Well, honestly, like I've done a lot of Connecticut shows, and that's my favorite place to perform. Yeah. Besides, when you said the clubs on Long Island, I choose McGuire's. But any state, so far is like Connecticut, hands down. And I did like Johnny Benson's like extreme comedy, whatever, with Kevin Downey and Davey, whatever his last name is, a few of us. It was like 4 or 5 of us. And it was so awesome. And like, it was like one of those like, dinner and drinks included, $30, $40, and you get a show. Those are like amazing. They're just so much fun. And actually did one with Rain Pryor there too. I always do great there. Like, I mean, I'd
like to meet her too. I'd like to meet her too. She sounds like a cool person.
She's actually like one of the realest people in the business. And even knowing like her dad's Richard Pryor, like she's like actually one of my good friends. Like we're like buddies, Like
How did you meet her?
I forget, honestly. Honestly, me and Evan Weiss met her somehow, some way, and we booked her. And then she worked with us, and then she had me open for her at Caroline's, and then I opened for her in Massachusetts, and then we became like buddies. She moved to LA, like not LA, Beverly Hills, and when she had like a big dinner gathering in the city, she invited me, and I met all her like fancy friends and all that, and it was awesome. And then she moved there. She came back though. She's in Baltimore, doing other things, running for city council, something like that, or like one of those things.
Good
but she's amazing, and she's just so real. She's so humble, and she adores me. She like adores me, and like she shot, like her eyes light up when she sees me, and she tells me how much I mean to her, and it's just like a great feeling because I'm like coming from someone who's like so freaking awesome, like I love people like that, and that's the way I am. Like I treat people like that. Like I don't, like I don't care. Like sometimes this business could be crazy, and like people are cliquey or people judge people, and they, like as comics and in this industry, we should all be on the same team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We should all be on the same team and rooting for each other. Yeah, it's a tough business. We're all fighting for the same thing. Like we want to get there. We want to get there. We all want to get there in our own way. But at the same time, we all got to still stick together.
And there's room for everybody. And I wish that people would understand that. Like there literally is room for everybody. It's anybody's playing field. It just matters how you play it. It's not really a competition. Mm-hmm. It kind of is, but it's not like there's only one spot available for people. There's many spots that's available for people. It just depends on the opportunity that you want to get. And there's actually more power in numbers you know, if everybody kind of like stuck together and worked as a community, you'd be very surprised how far we could all actually get. So I mean that, but listen, I know who I can work with and who I can't work with, and what's gonna happen and what's not gonna happen, and that's
you
it.
just know when you know, and you take
Exactly.
that with a grain of salt and
just keep going, plowing ahead. Definitely.
Just plow right through that. Yep.
Exactly. And that's what you did. And you know, is that the advice that you would give to newer comics? Just plow right through it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Don't get caught up. Just don't get caught up in bullshit. Just get something, just keep on moving. Don't even let it get to you.
Right. Just let it go.
Yeah.
So In Bed with Comics actually has a $1 million question. Are you ready? Kathy looks scared. Okay. Which comic, famous or non-famous, would you take to bed?
Take to bed?
Yep.
That I haven't already? No, I'm just kidding. Oh God. I never thought about that.
Really?
No. Holy crap. Oh my God. Like, I love all these comics and they're like my favorite, but I wouldn't want to take them to the... You know what's funny? Actually, maybe, even though I'm a lesbian, well, bisexual, Chris D'Elia.
Okay.
Well, my best friend, Joey, he says that I remind him of him and we have like the same kind of comedy style.
Yeah.
But just like, for some reason, like one night I would take him to bed.
Okay.
And
I'm going to tell him you said that if I ever meet him. I'm going to be like, I know somebody wants to sleep with you. Just kidding. I would never. I would never. So where can people find you on social media? Where can they follow you?
You can follow me around town. No, Instagram, Kathy Arnold, comedian. Facebook.
Kathy with a K.
Yeah, don't get that C in there. I'm not a Catherine. I'm a Kathleen. I'm a junior.
Kathleen. So. Yeah, Kathleen. I knew you as Kathleen.
Yeah, Kathleen Jr.
Crazy.
So, yeah. I don't really mess with Twitter that much, so don't even bother.
But that's what you should be messing with. That's where you should be posting your jokes. That's how you get hired to write shit.
And that's when they steal them.
but it's copyrighted. No, it's copyrighted with a date.
When you have the date, yes. That's
absolutely. That's how you copyright your shit. The date starts. That's why when I posted about the protest, that shit's date stamped. Don't be talking about how you came up with the idea, motherfucker. I did, because it's right there, black and white. Twitter, Instagram.
Before we go, who would you take to bed?
Oh, God.
You're going to ask me. I'm going to ask you now. See? It's hard. It's like,
It is hard because, like, I have, like, a specific type. Ugh. Well, The Rock is funny. He's not a comedian. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would definitely. Well, now he has COVID, so I don't know. But Adam Sandler. I would definitely take Adam Sandler to bed and have him sing the Lunch Lady song to me.
God.
Sandwich.
Adam Sandler, that's so weird.
I would definitely sleep with Adam Sandler. What was that movie where he had that horrible nose and like he was supposed to get married?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I forget.
Outside the door, and like he's listening to like his horror girlfriend, like, yeah, I fucked this guy, like I'm only marrying, and like the other guy that was next to him was like, I'm so sorry, man. I love Adam Sandler. He's my hero. I love that he makes movies. I love that he sings songs. I love that he just everything about him. I just love him. So yeah. I would definitely fuck Adam Sandler. Ooh.
Oh my God, I lied. Mine is Pete Davidson. I forgot.
I was gonna say that because I was there that night when you went fucking crazy. And then over the fact I saw you by the door, like, rubbing up against the frame, like, hi.
I was like, I'll help you put the smoke out. I got you, boy.
Oh God, that was classic. You know what? We could have taped that and probably made like a couple $1,000 off of TMZ.
I have a video. I'm in the background of his friend's like Instagram story. One of my friends sent it to me. Like one of his like entourage or whatever posted the video, and then you see me right by the doorway, and I have it. I literally have it. I'll even send it to you one day.
All right, cool. Yeah, we definitely could have taken that video, but like, yeah, so Pete Davidson's out of Governor's right now. They just set off James would have fucking killed us.
I know.
He would have killed us. He would have really beat the shit out of us if we did that. He would have.
Yeah, no go. But
I didn't even think of that. I was like, wow, okay, like I'm sure the Dan Romano show set off the smoke alarms way more than Pete Davidson ever did.
Yes.
And that's not from the smoke. That was just from the strippers' BT infection.
Yeah. Putting their yeast infections on the seats. Oh boy.
All right, girl, let's get out of here. I really appreciate you coming on the show tonight. It was really cool catching up with you. I learned a lot about you that I did not know about. So that's really awesome. And I know you gotta, Well, I hope to see you out there soon. And I will definitely, let's make plans whenever you want to get, you see how easy this is.
Okay.
It's extremely easy. It is like ridiculous. It's just a couple clicks of a button and you're live and you're good to go. And then after I shut this down, I'll show it to you. Don't worry.
Okay.
I will get you on your way to podcasts. I'm telling you, that's what I see. You asked me what I see. Now's the time to do this. Take the bull by the horns. Put yourself out there. You have the experience. You have the street cred. You have the look. You have everything that you need. You just got to put yourself in front of, and people are watching. People are paying attention because the old way of doing things is no more.
Right.
Oh, you got a black cat? I love black cats. Oh, he's white too.
That's Ollie.
Oh, he took off. Oh, yeah. As soon as you raise your voice, they're like, oh,
Yeah, he's the schizo one, Ollie. Salem will be more like, hey.
Oh, I love that name, Salem. I was going to get this black cat. It was a calico, a camise calico or a tortoiseshell. Half orange face, half black face. Oh, like straight.
Beautiful.
Half and half. And I was like, I wanted to get her, name her Venom, because you know Venom's got like half.
Yes,
yeah. And I was like, I was gonna name her either Venom or Mystique, but she came with 2 other cats, and they won't separate them. And I was like, I'll give you $500 right now. Give me that cat. I'm not gonna find another one that's like that.
No, you won't.
No, but I will, because once it's. But I said to I sent those pictures of all these other cats. I'm like, I don't want these fucking cats. I want that cat.
I don't want
$500 right now. Just get rid of these cats. Oh, I'll send you a picture of her. And they keep saying, oh, I can't believe nobody wants it, because nobody wants to adopt 3 cats. 3 cats is a lot. Blow my apartment with their fucking shit. No way. 2 cats is a lot.
Yeah, I have 2. Yeah, it's enough for 1 bedroom.
It's way too much. But one day I'll live in a palace and I'll have that cat.
Me too. I want to be in a palace with 1 million animals, so that's my
Just a ball of cat fur. Scratches all over the place.
Yeah.
All my cat litter, fucking covered in cat hair. Singing like fish. Oh, it's just the cat food.
Yeah.
It's the cat food.
It's the cat food.
I stepped in it earlier. Oh. One time I did. I stepped in my cat's like fresh eaten, like he ate like I get him like the little shrimps in it or whatever. He threw it up, and I stepped in it. I didn't realize I stepped in it. And I put my shoes on and I'm in the car. And I'm like, what the fuck stinks like tuna fish? I was like, oh, all my shoe, horrible.
Shrimp shoe, right there.
That's what they do. He'll put shrimp, like the little shrimp cases in my shoes.
That's so funny.
I don't know why he does that, but he does.
Fun. That is too funny. I love it.
He drags my clothes around the living room. Like, I'll leave in like a few minutes, and like if I'm not home all day, he'll drag. But I put the video camera on one time, and here he was. He came in my room, he jumped down off the bed and dragged my shirt out in the middle of the living room floor, and then had sex with it. I'm like,
oh my God, I wish I had a camera to see what they do all day.
I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why would you, I guess it's like a comfort, and like I found from like the cat whisperer, it's like a comfort thing. Okay. I'm like, that's a little weird, but okay, fine. I'll accept it. He's just a cat. I don't think he's probably dreaming about, ripping me to shreds as opposed to
That's
like.
it. Yeah, he really wants to kill you secretly. No, just
Does he? No, he probably does. He does.
that's so funny. I can't.
He's like, go ahead, keep eating those Oreos. I have a heart attack on the couch, so I can eat them.
Keep eating them. I have a heart attack. I'll eat you for days, bitch.
Yeah. Oh, you want another cookie? Here you go. All right, girl, let's get out of here.
All right.
Thank you, everybody, so much. Oh, O'Neif White is on here.
Oh, wow.
O'Neif, you know O'Neif.
I do.
O'Neif, what's up? He said, y'all acting wild, Adam Sandler. Yeah, Adam Sandler. What about you, Mr. Filmmaker? Are you single? Are you available? He won. He made a very awesome film.
Yeah, he's good with that.
And I'm shocked because I never knew that. And then all of a sudden, he's like,
I didn't know that either. I was like,
yeah.
wow, good for you, bro.
We're coming for you, O'Neif. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We're coming for you, O'Neif White. All right, let's get out of here. Say thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I will we'll make plans. I don't know what you're doing on Sunday. What are you doing Sunday?
I'm taking my niece out for her birthday to get her a birthday gift and stuff like that. So.
Well, we'll get together one weekend. Maybe we'll go to Teresa's house or something.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, she's not gonna care if we go over there, and we'll all sit there together, and we'll get it done. I'll definitely help you get it started.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for watching In Bed with Comics. I'm your host, Kristen Tinsley. Tune in on Tuesday when I have Mr. Dave Lester coming on to talk about his very fantastic comedy career. But anyway, I bid you all a very fond farewell. I will see you on Tuesday. Thank you for watching In Bed with Comics. You can follow me on Instagram at Chris Nicole Tins Comedy. That's with a Chris with a K and a Tins with a Z. I'll see you on Tuesday.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks,
Where's the end button?